In this video, I want us to listen to Jeremiah Kioni, an opposition luminary. Kioni is warning the opposition against using this slogan, one term. Why is Kioni warning the opposition? Before we listen to Jeremiah Kioni, let me start by saying this. It's in the public domain that the opposition leader who seriously propagated or has been propagating this one-term slogan is Gachagua. Rigathi is the first opposition leader who came out very strongly with that slogan, one term. After that, their supporters picked it, and some opposition leaders also picked it. But we can say Rigathi is the person who has been marketing that slogan. Is it a good slogan? Before the one-term slogan, Gen Zs had their revolution. The intention of Gen Z protests was to invade State House to remove Ruto. And that was seriously piling pressure on Ruto's government. Then Rigathi came in with this one-term slogan. That one-term slogan meant that William Ruto was to rule till 2027, after which Kenyans were going to vote him out at the ballot. That in one way or the other might have killed the momentum of the Gen Z protests. So it might also be possible that Rigathi knowingly or unknowingly gave William Ruto a lifeline. Let's listen to Jeremiah Kioni before we proceed. Listen to this.
Eventually then we came with the slogan that we are now calling the one term. And while I have no quarrel with it, but it is good to know what the implication of it to the opposition. In my opinion, and it's not my opinion, the reality of it is that you have a contract. And the contract tells you, like for example, in Azimio, it says that you're supposed to be a member of Azimio until you either sign and go, or until the end of the 5-year term. And then you get into new coalition agreements. So when you tell me that at the end of my contract I must go, unless nitakuuliza kwani nilikuwa nifanye nini? So this one term is at the end of the term of this government in office. So ni kama unaambia mtaenda baada ya wakati wa uchaguzi. Sema si ni kawaida, ikifika wakati utafanya uchaguzi. So what happened with the one term? The Ruto regime became comfortable, and they now are they are even more arrogant. They are doing things that there before they were worried about. You now see them welcoming delegations to State House. Before that, they were not welcoming delegations to State House because the desire of us in the opposition was to go and occupy State House. So all gates to State House remained closed permanently. But immediately we said one term, all gates were opened. Watu wameenda huko ni kukula, ni kukunywa, ni pesa, empowerment programs and the rest. So they are now more comfortable. And you see, the Gen Z had a way of hitting, and there were no comebacks for Ruto. But this one term, the comeback is 2 term.
Yeah.
So we didn't concentrate. We got carried by sloganeering and stopped focusing on the issues that they were informing the Gen Z. It is what had brought us to the Muru 3. The Azimio rallies were also informed by such things.
Let's put that into perspective. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. What's happening here? The one-term slogan might not sell or resonate very well with some of these regarding Gachagua's foot soldiers. Look at these elected leaders who are following Rigathi. Most of them are first-time members of parliament. And in Kenya, about 80% of all elected leaders are always voted out in any election. The same leaders of the same foot soldiers who will be selling regarding Gachagua's one-term slogan, they will be shooting themselves on the foot. And realizing that, they'll not be very much excited selling the one-term slogan. So this one-term slogan is a short-sighted slogan, a slogan that might not live to 2027. It might die even before 2027. So it's a slogan that can easily fade away before 2027. And the slogan also exposes Rigathi Gachagua as a man who does not look at the bigger picture. And if the opposition is relying on Rigathi Gachagua for strategies, then the opposition will get it completely wrong. I'm saying that because as a deputy president, Rigathi ought to have seen his looming impeachment. He ought to have resigned before he was impeached. But he kept lying to himself until eventually he was impeached, and now his candidature depends on William Ruto's goodwill. If Ruto thinks Rigathi's presence at the ballot will benefit him, Ruto, Rigathi might contest. If Ruto feels it will be a threat, Rigathi will be blocked. And Rigathi has forced himself in that kind of a situation. He was not able to see his looming impeachment. An impeachment that was almost obvious. Rigathi could not see. So Rigathi made that blunder, and he can as well mess the opposition very badly with some of these slogans. Look on how Rigathi Gachagua has messed himself in Mbeere North constituency by-election. He went for a very unpopular candidate. And at the end of it, Rigathi's party had to withdraw that candidate. That only made things worse for DCP party in Embu County. And again, Rigathi is going around the country endorsing some candidates. He's endorsing some leaders. Some are elected, some are aspirants. One day in Kenya's politics is a very long period of time. Things can change, things will change. If Rigathi goes around the country, and more so on the mountain, endorsing candidates, what happened to him in Mbeere North might also happen to him in 2027. He might end up with very weak candidates who will not be able to win any seats in 2027. It's still too early. Rigathi should let the people decide. Those are just some of the blunders Rigathi is making openly. And just as I've explained, the slogan is clearly a blunder. KIONI'S is saying that Ruto's team actually countered that slogan with the two terms. So as Rigathi says one term, Ruto's team says two term. It's now a draw. The slogan is now not very effective. Listening also to Jeremiah Kioni, I'm seeing divisions in the opposition. And this is why I still maintain that if the opposition will reach 2027 as it is, I'll be very much surprised. Matiang'i will stop at nothing but the presidency. Kalonzo may be still weighing his options. Rigathi is also determined to go for the presidency. What still injures Rigathi is that he's not eligible. So I'm seeing divisions in the opposition. And to add to Rigathi Gachagua's loose mouth, he's making the situation terrible. He's making the situation terrible. Kioni is just confirming the divisions in the opposition. As I conclude, it's highly possible that some of these leaders we are currently seeing in the opposition, by 2027, some of them might cross over to the government side. Nobody here, we can say, is fully in the opposition. If you look on how Rigathi plays his politics, if keenly you analyze it, Rigathi might be out to please Ruto. Rigathi understands very well that his presidential candidature will benefit Ruto more than even the opposition. So I'm also seeing a Rigathi who might also be just in that race to please Ruto so that he can get some favors from the government side. There are a lot of interesting things happening in the opposition. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. If you are watching us outside Kenya, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.